In this video, I am actually going to waste your time. I'll tell you straight up, you won't learn anything about Rainbow today. Instead, I want to talk about myself, or rather about my YouTube channel, and how it's been performing pretty poorly recently. If you also follow a few other Rainbow content creators besides me, you will already know that the past 4 or 5 months have been kind of rough for Rainbow related content. Here, I'll show you my stats. As you can see, ever since August, things have been kind of bleak in terms of viewership. Especially if you consider that for the months of October and November, I started making 2 proper videos every week. As for why this decline happened, I'm not really sure myself. I know that other people on YouTube experience the same thing, so one component is definitely that people just don't enjoy watching Rainbow content as much anymore. Then there's of course always the YouTube algorithm that is doing funny things, such as not recommending my videos, and then there's also a chance that people just didn't like the videos I made recently. So yeah, bunch of potential explanations, but the bottom line is that viewership on my channel is down something like 50% compared to the first half of the year. And of course, that also impacts the amount of money I make on YouTube. In the last 28 days, I made a whopping 310 euros. If I translated that into an hourly wage, I'd be very far away from minimum wage in Germany. Now granted, I never made much money on YouTube, and it also isn't my only source of income. But the problem is that Twitch viewership, for example, is of course also lower than before. The only thing that stayed constant is the income I get from Patreon. God bless my supporters on Patreon. But still, if you add everything together and then subtract things like rent and taxes, there's not much left at the end. And for the longest time, that was totally fine, because I was treating YouTube as a hobby. But now that I've finished university, YouTube has become my full-time job. And I have to ask myself whether I want to continue working for a below minimum wage income, or just take a job in a bank or something and make 5 times as much money. But before making any rash decisions, there are things that I could proactively do about those YouTube problems, right? For example, I could ask you to like and share my videos, or to subscribe to my channel. That would increase viewership. Or I could just accept a sponsorship offer. That way I'd get the money straight away. The problem is that I don't want to do that. The thing about me not wanting to waste your guys' time is not just a meme. At least not entirely. One of the core principles of my channel really is that I'm not doing that whole YouTube spiel where I'm asking for likes and subs. And I value that principle a lot. So if the only way for me to succeed on YouTube is to compromise on this ideal, then I don't want to succeed. That being said, I can already tell you that at some point you are going to see a straight up 1-minute ad at the start of one of my videos. Because at the end of the day, YouTube is a job. And also, I like money. But sadly, getting back on track is not that simple. The biggest problem I have right now is actually totally unrelated to money. It's about motivation. The thing about me is that I'm a very competitive person. I just really like winning. Now, YouTube isn't exactly a competition in the traditional sense of the word, but turns out that growing on YouTube, in terms of viewership or sub count for example, scratches exactly the same itch. And that's the problem. For the past few months, I have been consistently losing every day, because I failed to grow. And at some point, that just kills your motivation. Now, of course, this isn't the first time I experience failure, right? I've lost a bunch of times in my life, and usually that motivates me to get better. But YouTube is not a competition. There is no obvious way of getting better. I mean, sure, I could work on my editing and writing skills, and I am. But there is nothing I can do if people just don't enjoy Rainbow content at the moment. And that is a very disappointing realization. So what's the solution then? Obviously, I'm not just going to quit on the spot. I like making YouTube videos. And I'm sure that at some point, people are going to enjoy Rainbow content again. So the play is to wait it out. At least until after the Invitational. And then see where the whole thing is going. But if I don't like where it's going at this point, I'll have to apply for a quote-unquote real job. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to quit making content on YouTube. But of course, you can't have 2 full-time jobs at the same time. So yeah, that's pretty much where I stand right now. I realize that me complaining about all of this can be seen as very entitled, especially if you are a smaller content creator. I'm sure that a bunch of people would be very happy to have my sub count and viewership. And I also realize that in absolute terms, I am actually successful on YouTube. But the thing is that I'm greedy. I want more. And once I've reached more, I'm just going to want even more. And I already know that this is never going to stop. But enough with the rambling. Honestly, I don't even know why I made this video. Because, in a way, I've created the same thing that I've sworn to destroy. An utterly pointless video without any educational value. I don't know, I guess I just felt like doing it. If you're still here, first of all, why? And second, thank you very much for your support. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.